Hey everybody, it's your good friend Zobi from Zorbia. Yes, no, I'm not a shark. Everybody gets me confused with a shark. I'm not a shark, I'm from another planet. It's Zorbia. How is everybody today? Nah, it's me, you got me. What's up, everybody? Anybody out there today? What y'all know? Everybody have a good day? I had an alright day myself. Sitting here making some music. Hey Dennis, how's it going on, buddy? We doing alright? How'd you like that little feeling we had? I'm just sitting back here. I made a little song. That little song at the beginning was something I came up with. I got a little program here. I ended up putting together a little song, not a song, I guess, just some music. Start out with some drums. Then I go and I have to add me a little bit of synthesizer and some bass saw or saw bass. Then we're gonna add a few more things here. Sitting up here and make a little music every once in a while. I think some of you guys have heard some of it. Add some vocals. Groovy, man, groovy. And that's how I came up with my song there. Oh, stop. Quit. Oh, man. What a day, everybody. What a day, what a day. What do you think about the day? Everybody around here got a little shook up, if you know what I mean. We had ourselves a little, what they call an earthquake. Boy, I'm sitting up here upstairs messing around, and all of a sudden I heard this like little commotion in the house. Felt like it was swaying, and it sounded like somebody, or felt like somebody, hit the house with a semi. I was like, whoa. It was a heck of a ride, I'm telling you. Oh man, where is the stream here? Oh no, man. I'm going live. I should have a little thing that says I'm live. Oh my. I'm not seeing it. Come on. Oh, yeah, that, we had an earthquake, said it, well, no, we had one this month here, but back in 2015, we ended up having a little bit of a one in June 30th. But this one, it was 3.8 on the Richter scale, I guess it was. And I'm sorry, you know how I get. I start to mess over here trying to get my screen up so I can see what I'm doing and watch and make sure my feed's going live while right on Facebook here. Oh, well, let me see. No, that's not it. Oh. If I click that. There we go. So, yeah, that earthquake we had, it hit all the way over there to, well, it's a few miles away from here. It's in a little town round about between two towns actually, Montezuma and Bloomingdale. It's northwest from here, and boy, did we feel it. I think a lot of other people around here felt it too. I had happened to think some kind of semi, of course, hit it and all, and I looked over on the video cameras outside, and I didn't see anything, so I was like, oh crap, man, what the heck? So I run down real quick and go outside and start to look around the house and make sure no big limbs or something didn't fall. And all of a sudden I noticed everybody else happened to be outside. I was like, oh, I guess it wasn't just me. I suppose we had an earthquake. And sure enough, that's what I heard later. But that was kind of wild, if you ask me. I really felt the top of this house shake pretty good, and got my heart beating. They said it was only a mile, 1.9 miles deep, and as far as I know, we haven't had any damage reported. They say the most that could probably really happen is over there around Montezuma and all, maybe some sidewalks crack or something, but it shook some people up. I know it shook me up. Oh. Anyways, got a little bit of some stories to talk about. You know, everybody's been talking about the border and crime coming from the border, from everybody coming in at the border. But let's go from the border and here, let's jump all the way up to Chicago. That's where my story's from. Ooh, some noise outside. Haven't had any aftershocks yet. No. Who knows? I don't know if we've had powerful enough to have an aftershock, but anyways, we're here in Chicago, and we want to talk about somebody who's been in the news here recently, and that's our good old Mayor Beetlefoot. Yes, that's right, Mayor Lightfoot, better known as Beetlefoot. Yeah, I guess they had another big shooting here a few days ago, and And before that, she'd been going back and forth with the captain of the FOP, and she kept calling him a clown and stuff and everything. You know how the liberals been fighting with the saying the cops got too much power and all that, and they didn't want to do this. Well, now the tables are turning, and crime is skyrocketing in these areas. And old Beetlefoot here, well, they had a new shooting for her, a big massive shooting, and old Tucker Carlson had a nice little piece about it.
Meantime, we want to start tonight with an actual insurrection, a real one, an insurrection against the rule of law, against civilization itself, that's been going on for more than a year in the city of Chicago. Since the death of George Floyd last May, Chicago's mayor, Lori Lightfoot, has embraced every part of the equity and inclusion agenda. Lightfoot banned the police from chasing criminals, even in the case of some very serious offenses. Her DA refuses to prosecute many crimes. The results? Nearly 200 more people have been murdered this year than last. Many more dead people, hundreds.
Chicago has been a sad story here lately.
Wow.
Kids get
Denise
killed.
Mathis, Brittanya Rogers, Blake Lee, and Shermetria Williams, all killed in Chicago's latest mass shooting. The shooting happened at about 5:45 Tuesday morning inside a home on the 6200 block of South Morgan Street in Englewood. Of the 8 people that were shot, 4 died. The other 4 victims are in the hospital, 2 of them reported in critical condition. The attack is the 3rd mass shooting in Chicago in a little more than a week.
Looks nice in some places, but
Did you hear that? That was the 3rd mass shooting in Chicago in just over a week. Each one of them was a far greater human tragedy than anything that happened at the Capitol on January 6th. But as the bodies in Chicago accumulate, the people who run the city barely notice. In fact, they made it possible.
Yep, she did. Old Beetlefoot made it possible. She's tied hands here and there where she could with her police department, and now the people are paying the price. But seems like we probably ought to call out these guys again. We'll just. These are good-looking bunch of superheroes, I think. I just have a feeling. Check these guys out. Don't you think we need a group like this? They're gorgeous too, aren't they? Check them out. They can take care of some crime, can't they? Look at that. Anyways, I guess supposedly, and how they're reporting it, old Lightfoot's emails got hacked on a shift through a lawyer, sending it to the lawyer or something. They say got hacked and all. And well, here Tucker Carlson will tell us a little bit more about that.
Producer's request from the Chicago Tribune, we've got some of Lori Lightfoot's emails, and it turns out she is every bit the person you imagined she was. In January, for example, Lori Lightfoot told her staff, quote, "I need office time every day!" Exclamation point.
Every day.
She wrote that very same line 16
You still
times
with me,
in a row.
Jason?
I need
Is that
office time
you?
every day. I need
Nope,
office time
some
every day.
you
I need
evidently
office time
left.
every day. And so on, 13 more times. Demented. And then for clarity, quote, "Not just once a week or some days, every day!" Exclamation point. And then Lightfoot wrote that exact same line 10 more times in a row. So she needs help, but is not as much help as her staff needs. Someone ought to stage a hostage extraction for their sake. Lightfoot ended her email with this: "If this doesn't change immediately, I will just start unilaterally canceling things every day. Have I made myself clear? Finally, question mark, exclamation point." So as the bodies piled up, hundreds more under her tenure as mayor, You got to wonder, how much time did Lori Lightfoot take to write all of that? Was she shaking and spitting and screaming as she did? Of course she was. Here's Lori. It's terrifying. But apparently it didn't work. It wasn't enough. Things did not improve in the mayor's office despite those missives. In May of last year, Lightfoot announced a new policy for memos that arrive late. Late memos won't just be rejected, they will be torn by rage-filled fingers into millions of tiny little pieces and cast into the wind like chaff. Given the right weather conditions, late memo fragments might blow over Lake Michigan and fall onto Grand Rapids. In an email to her staff, Lori Lightfoot attached a picture of ripped-up documents for emphasis. Lori Lightfoot, human shredding machine. And yet still, somehow, this person remains the mayor of America's third largest city. How long can that continue?
I don't know. How long can you go on? Kind of reminds me of a little scene I remember. Nope. Didn't mean to open that back up. Let's see if you guys you remember this scene. Does this remind you of anything? Oh. Don't think that was a crazy person that wrote that, do you?
Wendy, let me explain something to you. Whenever you come in here and interrupt me, you're breaking my concentration. You're distracting me. And it will then take me time to get back to where I was. Understand?
That's not crazy at all, is it, everybody? Oh my goodness. After seeing this, I think we ought to see something better. How about this, everybody? How about that? Remember that one? Oh, I couldn't help but do that to you guys again. But my goodness. I mean, old Tucker Carlson really broke the story there, didn't he? Over and over, just keep writing it over and over. She definitely needs evaluated, that's for sure. Someone that do something like that, and if things are driving them that crazy, I'm telling you, I don't think you should be in charge of a big city like Chicago, do you? That's I mean, again, let's compare this here. Yeah, that we know that's a crazy person from The Shining.
Heard some question in Chicago Tribune. You've got some of Lori Lightfoot's
Let's go back
emails.
here
It turns
and
out
see some
she's
email.
every bit the person you imagined she was. In January, for example, Lori Lightfoot told her staff, quote, "I need office time every day!" Exclamation point. She wrote that very same line 16 times in a row. I need office time every day.
Need to be done there. Speaking of people that need to be evaluated, Old Hunter Biden was back in the news again. I guess he's found a new way to launder some money. Evidently, he's put down or stopped using the straw up his nose, and he started using it in his mouth to make some art. Now, this art isn't really gone too public yet. I guess they're not able to even show the certain ones, or some stuff that he's like had some pictures to put on the internet here. But the other stuff, I guess he's selling this stuff. I'm betting it's some rich Russian billionaire or trillionaire or whatever, a widow, or what have you. Shoot, I can just imagine who's buying that, What do you think, boys and girls? You think he's making that money hand and fist over legally? I don't think so. But you had to be creative. He's got art. It's creative. It's a creative way to launder money. That's what it is. I bet you everything. But at least he took the straw off his nose for a while to do something. Well, this guy, or this one's,
There's one other topic I wanted to
She
talk to you about.
still
Let me
ain't been
just
to the
quickly put a
border
button.
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
what a White House.
I'm here in Guatemala today. At some point,
Get to the damn border, woman.
we are going to the border.
You
We've
got
been
a
to the
job to
border.
do
So
your job.
this whole thing about the border, we've been to the
I'm
border.
going to go to
We've
the
been to the
border.
border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
I haven't been to Europe either.
I don't
get what
understand
you
the point that you're
mean.
making.
Oh my goodness. And then we got this guy. Oh, no, not that guy. This guy can't even remember he's president. He keeps forgetting he's president. I'll tell you. Well, I guess he went over to the G7 meeting and bumped some elbows and skipped along, and old Adolf Capitan, President Joe Biden, he's been just trying to do and see what he can do for everybody, and he went and he was going to go to have a meeting with old Putin, and this is what he had to say to the public about that. I did what I came to do, and that's kiss ass and chew bubblegum. And that's what he did exactly, folks. He went over there and kissed a lot of ass and probably chewed a little bit of bubble gum. I know he chews up his words all the time, but I tell you, folks, it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. He didn't do our country any justice. He's went over there. The whole thing he did while he was over there, he didn't do anything to improve our situation or anything. He didn't check into to see about what's going on, about trying to get everybody on board to get China to let us into that lab. That didn't ever come up. Oh, he talked a little bit to Putin about what's off limits when it comes to hacking people and all, and Putin kind of shrugged his shoulders or whatever about it. He's still denying the crap out of it. So, but, oh, what an idiot. I'm telling you. I know there's got to be a lot of Democrats that are getting, I mean, I've seen some of them on TV saying that they're getting a little tired of it. So, there's going to be a revolt in the House here after 2022. I guarantee you, there ain't going to be no more BS going on if everybody straightens up and realizes what's going on. There'll be an overturn. It's, there has to be. Shoot. We don't get, I'm sure if we continue the year and go into next year up to next voting cycle next year, I'm sure by then there's going to be enough bad crap happening that we're going to get some kind of change. So, tighten your seatbelt, boys and girls. Speaking of putting on your seatbelt, I guess flying's getting a little bit unruly here lately. Since this year, there's been over 3,000 flight disturbance already. This year already, 3,000 flight disturbances. And most of them ended up with an emergency landing. And most of them ended up playing a pile-upon. I've got this little piece, I think it's from the Today Show or something. A flight attendant.
This morning, another case in a troubling trend in the skies.
Hold on here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get this fixed. I failed to turn on the sound of that. But we got the sound on it now. Now let's put it on.
This morning, another case in a troubling trend in the skies as an altercation on a flight ended with the pilot calling for help from passengers on the plane.
We'd like all strong males to the front of the aircraft to handle the problem passenger.
All strong males to handle a passenger. Delta says an off-duty flight attendant tried to grab the plane's PA system moments before this struggle on a flight bound for Atlanta from Los Angeles. The plane made an emergency landing in Oklahoma City, and the off-duty flight attendant was taken into custody before the plane continued on to Atlanta as scheduled. The FAA says there have been nearly 3,000 reports of unruly behavior by passengers just this year.
At least not until we probably get another president. I mean, shoot. It's like all hell's breaking loose. Oh, man. You guys know my motto. We need to start loving each other and quit bickering and fighting. The government needs to cool their heels and worry about America and not other countries. We need to love everybody, but we got people close by that need a lot more loving first. Not saying we can't help out some other people here and there in other countries. But we gotta take care of this one. We don't take care of this one, folks, we're just gonna keep having one disaster after another. And that's what we call a crisis. It's a big word that's been used a lot here lately. They threw it around like nothing when Trump was here. But when we have the real ones going on right now, it's like, oh no, it's not a crisis. It's not a crisis. Well, I guess they did that with the protests too. These aren't crises. The crisis isn't the BLM. It's what started it. Well, everybody, grab a loved one and hug them. I'm kind of done for the night. I've been on for a half hour. That's about all y'all could probably take of me. I hope you have a great weekend. Gonna go camping next weekend with my daughter and her sister and all the kids. Me and the wife are. And I'm gonna try to get some video. We'll have that, not this next Thursday, but the Thursday after. I don't know. Might have to have some replays or something on next Thursday. We'll be kind of busy getting ready. But I might even just have to take a vacation. I don't know if I'm going to do next Thursday, come to think of it. But, you know, till then, carry on, my folks. And remember, old Gino loves you. And